Some of you may recognize this video from a few weeks ago, and let me explain why it's being re-uploaded. Unfortunately, YouTube decided that that original video was a little too graphic, so it was demonetized. That means they weren't suggesting it to the usual group of people that they normally do with my videos. I believe the information in this video is incredibly valuable for a large number of men, and I wanted the opportunity to reach more people. So I re-edited the original video to clean it up a little bit, and I'm reposting it today. I hope you enjoy it. How can we be more spontaneous? Being spontaneous comes easy for some people, sort of like myself, but other people have a more difficult time with being spontaneous and doing things on the spur of the moment. Today, I'm talking about everything from spontaneous road trips to spontaneous sex and how to do both, but not necessarily at the same time. I'm John, and welcome to my channel. Please stick around. Okay, welcome back to my channel, and as always, I'm glad that you're here. So this video is for my guys who are in long-term relationships and also for my single friends out there. Either way, I do hope you stick around and pick up a few nuggets that can hopefully help you to be more spontaneous. Being spontaneous isn't always about the big things, like throwing a dart at a map and then buying plane tickets to that place that day, or buying that convertible because you saw it as you were driving by a really nice car lot. Being spontaneous can be as simple as driving a different route to work or striking up a conversation with the person in line with you at the grocery store. Some people, like me for example, are just a little more spontaneous than other people. Then there's the people that are sort of overly spontaneous and kind of take it too far, like getting those spur-of-the-moment tattoos or spending your entire mortgage on a nice pair of shoes just because you're partying it up in Vegas for the weekend. I read an article recently from a psychologist that talked about picking a day when you're not at work to just sit in a chair and see what you feel like doing. Now, it might take a little bit, and that's totally okay. Just sit until you start to have images that pull you in a specific direction. Don't fight this. Once it starts to become clear, just go do it. Don't worry about planning the whole day. Just focus, then act. It could be as simple as sending somebody an email that you haven't talked to for a while, or making cookies, or delivering a bunch of water bottles to the homeless, or even getting in your car and taking that 4-hour road trip to that really cool place that you've been wanting to go see for a while. So before I get into my list of spontaneous things you can do, here's a couple things you should think about if you're struggling to be a little more spontaneous. Take a look at your regular day-to-day routine and take note of all the same routines that you do every single day. Also, look at the reasons why you always do the same things and always have the same routine. Is it out of convenience or is it out of fear? Identifying how routine-based your daily life is can help you start to make small, spontaneous changes. Do you always go to the same coffee shop because it's close by? Leave 10 minutes earlier and go to a different one. Maybe you always set your alarm at 6:30 in the morning. Be spontaneous tomorrow and set it for 6 and go for a walk. Fill up your car at a different gas station. Get takeout from a different restaurant. Now, don't get me wrong though, guys. I'm not saying that you have to stop doing the things you like to do, because a lot of those routines that we have actually make our lives a heck of a lot easier. But on the other hand, a lot of the routines that we have really serve no purpose other than that's just what we've always done. Okay, look, I talk about getting outside your comfort zone literally all the time, and that's part of the goal here, getting comfortable with taking small risks. Because once you realize that the thing that you're afraid of or the thing that you fear doesn't happen when you do something spontaneous, you'll gain a heck of a lot more confidence. Not only that though, you'll realize that because you did the thing that your gut wanted you to do, you'll start trusting your gut more, because after all, that gut feeling and your gut reaction is usually right. Okay, first on my list of how you can be more spontaneous is to plan a last-minute trip. Now, this can be somewhere that you fly to or a simple staycation to a hotel or a nice Airbnb across town. I'm all about the last-minute trips, but it does not have to be fancy. Just something different, right? Different scenery, different furniture, and a different environment can spark some creativity and also give your soul more space to breathe and reset. Now, if you're in a relationship, buy your partner or spouse a small gift just because. Again, this does not have to be anything extravagant, but just listen and pay attention, because maybe she's been complaining about the broken handle on the spatula or the sandals that she always likes to wear that are sort of falling apart and she's complaining about. How hard would it be to get the brand and the size from that pair of sandals jump on Amazon and grab a new pair. What about the next time you're out, you just pop into Target and grab that new spatula? It's simple, it's spontaneous, and trust me, you will rack up a lot of extra brownie points. Speaking of brownie points, next is to have more random and spontaneous sex. Spontaneous sex can be some of the hottest and most passionate sex you'll ever have. But you can't always have it just because you want it, right? The key is to understand and know your partner. Guys, here's the thing. If you're always the one asking for sex and you're always the one getting turned down, maybe you're just asking at the wrong times. So if you're always super spicy in the mornings and that's when you ask for it, maybe she doesn't feel fresh enough in the morning, or maybe she or you need mouthwash first. Have an open conversation about this and take that opportunity to listen and learn. Speaking of learning, getting to know each other's love languages can absolutely be beneficial. Google love language quiz and take that together. Okay, so maybe it's noon on a Sunday and you're feeling a little spicy. Start flirting playfully. Send her some spicy text. Walk up behind her and gently massage her shoulders. Sweep her hair away. Lean in and kiss her neck once or twice. Tell her she's beautiful and sexy. Then give her shoulders another little squeeze and walk away. This is going to leave her wanting more. So in a few minutes, come back and do it again. Be maybe a little more handsy, but not grabby. Be gentle and move slowly with a light touch. Most women do not want to be grabbed all the time. They want to be caressed. Now, if this is different than your normal signals, give this a try. Work up to it and keep flirting with her. Now, it might take a little while, but trust me, if you keep this up and focus on her, you can have some of the best sex you've had in a very long time. Say yes to every opportunity. Now, I've talked about this before in other videos where a couple years ago, I made it a point to say yes to just about every single new opportunity that presented itself. I met some amazing people and had incredible experiences that I'll never forget. As long as you're being safe, saying yes to new things is a great way to expand and to be more spontaneous. Case in point, just last weekend we were out for the day with our 4-month-old puppy. We ended up going to a winery close by to grab an early dinner. The place was packed, right? They were fully committed with reservations for the rest of the night. Another couple came in with their little puppy. They had a reservation. So we're talking about the dogs, and the dogs were getting along and playing really well. They asked us to join them at their table for dinner. What do you think I said? Yes. Also, don't be afraid to be the one asking someone else to share your table. Don't overthink it, right? If you feel like doing something, do it. The more you trust your feelings, the more open, confident, and spontaneous you become. You'll start to have a lot more things to talk about, and you'll start to have experiences that you otherwise wouldn't have had, and you'll meet interesting people and learn new things. So the dinner I was just mentioning, the guy was some lead engineer for SpaceX, and we talked about all the cool launches that he was involved with, and I learned a lot of cool new things. And on the drive home, we talked about what a fun night we had and how completely cool it was to have a nice casual dinner experience with complete strangers. That's what I'm talking about. Next up, have a naked day, or maybe a naked morning, or something. I don't know. It's your house, right? Cook yourself breakfast naked. Do the laundry or fold your clothes naked. Vacuum the house naked. Now, if this idea makes you uncomfortable, good, right? Getting comfortable with being a little uncomfortable is progress towards being more spontaneous. And there's not a damn thing wrong with being naked in your own house. Just be careful with the neighbors. Okay, next, plan a dinner party. Now, this can either be entertaining at your place or making a dinner reservation for a big group of new friends and old friends. And now, personally, I've been thinking about hosting a white party for the last couple weeks or so, and I keep thinking about it so I know it's something that I need to do. Now, I've never been to a white party before, and I want to go to one. I just think it sounds really cool. So what better way to go to a white party than to just throw one myself? So if you don't want to do a white party where everybody wears white, do a Hawaiian party or a Western party. Just make it interesting, that way everyone's involved. I hope you picked up a nugget or two that you can use to help break out of your comfort zone and be more spontaneous. If you did, please hit that like button and consider subscribing here to this channel. If so, that means I'll see you in a few days for a brand new video, but until then, live well, stay healthy, and I do hope to see you soon.